Can I have a word with you, Amanda? What are you doing right now?
I'm just doing the laundry right now. What's wrong?
Are you doing your housework properly?
Sam and I share the house chores. He helps me out a lot, so I'm really grateful for that.
Really? You're not making my son do all the house chores, right?
No, we discuss and decide together about who does which. We're both working, so we need to manage our time.
Women these days say they have to work. Are you feeding Sam with ready-made meals and frozen foods?
Sam is in charge of cooking. He always makes delicious food. We discussed about how we should both be in charge of what we are good at before we decide.
Just because my son is so nice to you, are you taking advantage of him? I'm worried about that.
I'm not taking advantage of Sam. We both agreed on this.
Have you ever thought that maybe Sam just can't say it out loud? You need to consider more about how he feels a little bit.
We talk about things to each other every day, so it's fine. Also, we often work together in the kitchen. We enjoy it very much. Normally, we just talk about what happened at work and things like that.
By the way, I have something I want to say to you.
What is it?
I'll say it clearly. Please divorce Sam. I'm preparing for that.
That's very sudden. May I know why you want me to do that?
I want you to let him go.
Why? Did I do anything wrong? I have no intention of constricting Sam. Besides, we get along well as husband and wife.
But I had a discussion with my family members, including Sam. All of us came into the conclusion that we want you to get a divorce.
What? I haven't heard anything about that from Sam. There must be some sort of misunderstanding.
Sam can't say anything to you, because getting a divorce is a hard thing to say. He asked me to tell you about this.
Is that true?
Yes, it is. Sam said that he's leaving you. He is tired of living with you. He wants a divorce, but he can't bring himself to ask for it. Poor boy. Seems that you've driven him into a corner. He's been in touch with me a lot. So I had to tell him. This is something we've discussed as a family. Please, just accept it.
I'm having a little bit of a hard time believing this. Are you really telling me the truth? I think it's strange that Sam hasn't told me anything about this.
Whether you believe it or not, this is the truth. My son has revealed his real feelings to me. My husband and I agreed too, so we're now preparing the divorce papers.
This is just too sudden. I have no idea what's going on. Could you please explain?
Sam said that he's leaving you. Why can't you understand? You really are a dullard. You've misunderstood Sam all this time. You must leave that house immediately. Do I make myself clear?
Please tell me why. It's just too unreasonable.
I'll send the divorce papers to your parents' house. Please check them and fill them out. I'm counting on you. I'll be living in that house with Sam and my husband.
You can't just tell me it's such an important thing by text only. We need to have a proper discussion. I just can't accept the truth. Anyway, I won't leave until Sam gives me a proper explanation about this matter. I'll ask him directly. When I mentioned Sam's name, Nareen's reply speeded up.
How can you be so sure of yourself? Sam wants a divorce. He said that he's tired of living with you. Is working outside home such a big deal? I'm sure that's why Sam got tired of you. All you do is work. And you don't have time to spend together with him. You've done nothing to fulfill your duties as my son's wife.
That being said, we both worked before we were married. Both of us agreed that we'll continue working even after marriage. I don't see how that can be a cause for concern now.
Oh, you're so annoying. Anyway, please leave the house today. You're working, so you can survive on your own. You have your own income. Stop being a parasite to Sam.
I'm not a parasite. That's a terrible thing to say. It's true that financially, I may be able to survive on my own, but I want to be with Sam. I believe that he feels the same way too. I have no intention of getting a divorce.
You don't have any choice. We'll be strangers from now on.
I didn't say that I agreed to have a divorce. I told you that I'm not getting a divorce, didn't I?
You're so persistent.
I tried to keep my words calm and replied to her. Unfortunately, Nareen started to get more aggressive.
After all, children always listen to their mothers no matter what. Mothers are their top priority. So I have no doubt that my son will take my side. You are just a stranger, right? You and Sam are not related by blood. I've cherished him since before he was born. It's you who will be cut off.
Sam doesn't have to choose between me or you, Nareen. It's not necessary at all. There are many men who cherish both their mothers and wives. Sam is one of them.
But he's already made his choice. Rather than someone like you who works all the time and does nothing to take care of the house, he wants to get married and have children with a younger woman. I agree with him. You don't want to have children, do you? Then get a divorce at your earliest convenience.
By the way, I just want to let you know that I'm pregnant. I can't get a divorce for the sake of my baby.
Are you kidding me? What are you talking about? Am I going to be a grandmother?
That's right. I know that I'm older than Sam, and I've been focusing on my work most of the time, so I didn't have time to think about having kids. But in fact, I'm pregnant with Sam's child. It's a high-risk pregnancy because of my age, so I just told some close relatives about it. Honestly speaking, I wanted to tell you earlier about this, but I couldn't find the perfect timing. Sorry about that.
Is it true? Are you trying to deceive me? I don't want to hear any more lies from you.
No, I'm not lying. Sam's child is inside my belly, and I'm 20 weeks along now.
I didn't know about that. Are you trying to tell me that you're pregnant with my grandchild? I can't believe it. Then why didn't you tell me earlier?
I'm terribly sorry. I thought you hate me and you don't want to talk to me. This is gonna be my first childbirth, so I was feeling uneasy. That's why I decided to find the right timing to tell you. But it seems that you don't want me to be a part of your family anymore.
I didn't mean it that way. What made you think so?
You said so, Nareen. That I'm a stranger to you because I'm not blood related. So, this baby is my child and not your grandchild.
I may have said those terrible things to you earlier, but it's sad if my grandchildren won't have a father or grandparents. So you don't need to divorce my son. If you stay married to Sam, both of us can still be parent and child. I'll tell my husband and Sam about this.
I'm terribly sorry to tell you this, but Sam has been standing right next to me. He's been watching us exchanging messages.
Seriously?
He's been coming home early from work lately because he's concerned about my health. He's also in charge of cooking because I've been having severe morning sickness. I didn't order Sam to cook for me. Sam is a very kind person.
So what? Don't tell me you're talking about me in a weird way.
What do you mean by weird? I'm only telling him the truth. All I said was that you lied to me about Sam wanting to divorce me.
That's terrible. You make me sound as if I were a liar.
Well, that's the truth, right? Sam said he didn't mention anything about divorce, and he's furious now. You just made up the story, didn't you?
Did you tell Sam about what I told you? Why did you do that? It was a private family project. Of course he'd be angry if you told him that.
Let's not lie anymore. I believe in Sam. That's it. That's all.
I'm not lying. I was just saying that Sam told me if you find out about this matter, he will be hurt badly. He was so scared of you, so I decided to secretly tell you. He's been contacting me every day.
There's no way he would discuss such things with you because he's going to be a father. He said that you should stop this nonsense.
For your information, he's very angry. Huh? No way! Is Sam seeing this message too? Yes, he's right next to me. I told you earlier, didn't I? You can't just show our message exchange to other people. What do you think you're doing? You were trying to push me into a corner, weren't you? What kind of wife are you? Why do you always do such terrible things? That's my line. I've been treated so badly by you, just because you don't like me. You told me a lie about Sam wanting to break up with me. You were also trying to kick me out of the house. Besides, you even tried to send me divorce papers. Isn't that a terrible thing to do? It's just too much to bear. I didn't mean it like that. I know you are busy with work. So if you divorce my son, you can focus on your work. You care about your work, don't you? I thought it would be better for both of you to be free from each other. I suggested you to divorce Sam because I care about you. That was my sincere and real feeling. You should be grateful to me. I don't think so. I'm pregnant. Me and Sam are just trying to support each other. If I'd been in a more mentally unstable period, I might have ended up divorced because of your crazy suggestion. In the worst case scenario, I might have had a miscarriage because of heavy stress. Even now, when my health is stable, I'm still in shock. There's no guarantee what will happen after this, right? After I told you all of this, do you still think that you didn't do anything terrible to me? How dare you treat me as if I were the bad guy here? It was your fault in the first place. You don't even do your chores because you're too busy working. You can't have children and you have pushed Sam into a corner. On top of that, you are sharing the housework with him. Don't make me laugh. We both work, so it's normal for us to cooperate with each other in housework. That's the way it is nowadays. I'm currently pregnant and Sam is supporting me. But that doesn't mean you are allowed to kick me out of the house. Shut up! I know that you're just trying to put me at fault. You annoy me like hell. I won't say those things again to you. I'll be careful next time. There won't be a next time. Huh? What are you talking about? Don't just say random things. Sam is currently typing a message to you. He said that he won't see you anymore, Noreen. He's going to cut ties with you. What? Why? Sam would never say such a thing. I'm his mother. I'm the one who raised him. Do you think it's possible for a child to disown his mother? I've never heard of it. Sam said that my involvement with you will bring bad influence to our child. Sure, you were the one who raised him, but now both me and Sam have to protect our own family. That's what he said. We are not having a divorce anyway. But I agree with your suggestion about me and Sam being strangers to you. That's crazy. I'm not going to cut ties with my son. That's not what I meant. Don't decide on your own. Even if you say so to me, Sam was the one who decided. He is very stubborn. Once he makes up his mind, he won't change. You're his mother, so you know that, don't you? Sam isn't answering my calls. You must be doing something nasty to him. Tell him to pick up my call. You said that he was typing a message to me, right? I know that's a lie. You are a liar. It's all true. Sam is sitting beside me. Also, I wouldn't tell a lie that would be easily discovered. Then why didn't he answer my call? If Sam is really next to you right now, he should be able to do that. How far are you going to go with this lie? Sam said that he won't take any more calls from you. He doesn't want to see your face or hear your voice. He wants you to contact him through his father for important things from now on. I'm going to block your number too. What are you blabbering about? You think you can do that? You're my son's wife. You don't have the right to be so insistent on me. Let me get this straight. Go ahead. If you keep acting like that, your husband might leave you. Please, be careful with your own attitude. Huh? You're not the person who should tell me that. It's very rude. That's enough. Well, you see,
Sam and your husband may be too afraid to tell you about that, but your husband told Sam that he's thinking of divorcing you, Noreen. Just to let you know, I was involved in that discussion too. This is not a joke. It's the truth.
Stop talking nonsense. It can't be true. Divorce at my age. There's no way my husband would do such a thing.
You really don't want to believe it, do you? I'm sorry for you, but it's true. Unlike the story you made up, I had no intention to tell Sam and your husband about what you've done to me. But you lied to me, so I had no choice. This will be my last conversation with you.
Why does my husband want a divorce? I don't get it at all. Tell me why.
Your husband has been thinking of getting a divorce with you after Sam and his siblings became independent. He's also concerned that the children won't come home because of you. Your husband said that he wants to see my family more, so he's thinking of divorcing you.
That can't be true. You're just trying to deceive me by talking nonsense. I've had enough.
Why don't you ask your husband directly then? Soon my child will be born, and your husband said that he doesn't want to be estranged from us. Sam is now calling his father about this matter too. I'm sure he's told him everything. Both your husband and Sam said that they didn't like the way you were treating me. They said they were sorry about that. They couldn't do anything to help me until now.
Are you really saying that? Did Sam call his father? That's a lie, right?
I'm not lying. He called just now.
He shouldn't have done that. It's not a big deal anyway.
It may not be a big deal for you, but it seems that Sam was feeling uncomfortable about what you've done to me. You were the one who made him feel that way.
Amanda, you must explain to Sam that it was a misunderstanding. You can do it, don't you?
What do you mean by misunderstanding? It's a fact, isn't it? I can't lie to my husband.
We don't fight like this every day. Also, it's not like it's a big deal this time. It's just a joke. You should know that.
I don't think so. I was badly hurt. I'm pregnant and you asked me to leave the house today. You can't joke about that. It's not funny at all.
What are you talking about? You know me so well, don't you? You know my personality too. I'm not trying to be mean, I was just teasing you.
I see. Even if you say that you were just joking, me and Sam didn't think so. We felt it was quite malicious. Also, I'm tired of it. Sam and I will no longer communicate with you again. We can't allow our children to meet someone who makes jokes and teases that hurt people's feelings. I don't think it's good for child education. We have talked about it as a married couple and decided on it.
Are you trying to drive me away with lies again? How dare you cut off parent-child relationship just because of this? This is not how it's supposed to be.
You tried to get us divorced and yet you can still say such a thing? You wanted us to be strangers, right? By the way, your husband and I are talking about moving in together.
Only my husband? What about me then?
As I told you earlier, your husband said that he's divorcing you.
Hold it right there, Amanda. Please, clear up everyone's misunderstanding. I'm sorry for everything I've done. I really am. You gotta believe me. I was out of line this time.
It's too late. Goodbye forever, Noreen. Thus, I blocked Noreen's number. I finally feel like I have a clear mind. To tell you the truth, I was quite overwhelmed. Later, after receiving Sam's report and checking the chat history, I found out that my father-in-law asked Noreen for a divorce. It seems that there was a lot of wrangling, but in the end, the divorce was finalized. I won't say anything, but I think that her husband must have been relieved. We have not been in contact with Noreen since our previous conversation. I, too, was able to go through childbirth safely, although it was very difficult. At that time, we expanded our house and made it a two-family home where we live together with my father-in-law. My father-in-law seems happy with the presence of his adorable first grandchild. I'm glad to see his happy smile too. Both Sam and his father took care of me after the childbirth and willingly did housework and childcare.
My father-in-law took care of the baby carefully. He said that he wonders if it would have been better if he was the one who raised his own children instead of his wife. Sometimes he looks sad. In my opinion, life is a repetition of reflections. Still, it seems that my father-in-law is satisfied with his current life. Nareen has decided to stay in the house she originally lived in, but she has moved out. Perhaps because it is too big for her to live alone. Well, she deserves it anyway.
Hey, Steve. We're going to meet my parents to tell them about the wedding and you're suddenly gone? Something urgent? Are you so nervous that you got a stomachache? What's wrong?
No, that's my word. Give me a break.
What do you mean? Did I do something?
Huh? How can you play dumb after showing me something like that? I can't believe you don't notice anything.
Huh? Wait a minute. I have no idea what you're talking about. Stop laughing and tell me what you didn't like.
How can you not understand? I seriously cringed.
If I did something, I'm sorry, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you're fine. It's so normal for you that you don't even notice. Then let me tell you. I left because it was too old and I cringed.
Old? Are you talking about my parents' house? Are you saying that my parents' house is so old that you cringed and left?
That's right. You don't understand unless I tell you every single time. I knew if you grow up in such a shabby house, your imagination becomes shabby and you lose the sense of a normal human.
It's true that my parents' house is old because my grandpa also lived there when he was young. But that doesn't mean you can talk like that. And you're gone for that reason?
I'm telling you, it might be nothing for you, but it's a matter of life and death for me. I don't want to be in that old house, and of course I don't want to become your family. It's over. No marriage.
What are you saying? What's wrong with you, Steve?
It's easy. If people see that house, they'll want to go home. I don't know how you live in that old house. It's about to collapse. I mean, it looks completely abandoned.
It's true that the house is old, and some parts are falling apart, but leading it to break off an engagement? That's crazy.
You're the one who's crazy.
I'm serious.
You know, I'm the CEO. Have you forgotten my position? It's too embarrassing to have a woman who is poor and lives in a shabby house as my wife. I can't introduce such women in high society. People would think I'm not a good judge of character, and it would be bad for my public image. Above all, it's hard to be a part of a poor family. They're definitely going to bum off.
Why do you say such terrible things? It's a precious house with lots of memories. Besides, it's not like my family is poor.
Huh? You guys are absolutely poor. You live in a shabby house. Rich people live in a much nicer houses. We, the rich people, value our private time. That's why I can't stand to live in a house like this.
I'm saying we're not poor.
Whatever you say, it was shabby, which means you're poor. It's no use lying to me. Understood? That's how it is. Period.
It's true you're the president's son, and now you are the president. I can understand that my parents' house looks old, but you're breaking off an engagement just because of that? That's insane.
It means that the world you and I live in is different. You approached me because you thought you could get rich, right? Live in a beautiful house, have luxuries beyond your level, make me support your parents. Poor people can't earn enough even though you work hard, you know. You were dreaming of what you would do when you could spend my money, huh? I knew it. You poor people are so nasty.
I wasn't planning like that.
Well, this is the reality. It's no use trying hard to hold them back. The moment I realized you wanted my money, I cringed. I'll have to say goodbye to the poor lady who dreamed of being rich.
How can you say such a terrible thing? You really suck.
I can't help you. Why don't you look in the mirror and say that instead of telling me? Well, I'm sorry you couldn't get rich. I think it's a good idea to rebuild your parents' house before you find a new guy. It may be tough with your meager income, but good luck.
Stop it. Just because my parents' house is old, don't assume I'm trying to use you to get rich or I'm poor and tell me terrible things. I'm glad I found out you were such a jerk before we got married. I don't want to marry you.
You're upset because I found out you were trying to use my money? I'm not the one who is horrible. You're the one who's crazy. I'm acting normal.
That's not true. I don't think I could have made it work if I had married you. Maybe it's a good thing we end here.
How could you say that to me? After being upset, now you admit the fact? Why don't you complain to your parents who live in such an old house? Well, before you complain, you should fix the house. I don't think poor people have that kind of money, though.
It's none of your business. You're a stranger now, so don't mess with me.
Whatever. You poor bastard. You should regret for being abandoned. Don't make me pissed. You'll see. Hey, how are you? Poor girl who failed to become rich. You're too poor that you had to sell your phone.
What is it? You're annoying.
Oh, you haven't sold it, even though you're poor? Well, I'm sure you're going to be selling it soon. I'm glad I got in touch with you before that.
Shut up. We've already called off the engagement, so don't reach me. I'll block you if you have nothing to tell me.
Don't say like that. You poor people are so small-minded. I was just trying to tease you a little. Don't get so angry. I just wanted to know what kind of poor life you're spending.
Huh? By the way, I heard that you started dating some company president's daughter right after you broke up with me.
Hey, how do you know that? Well, that's none of your business anymore.
That rumor seems to be all over. I just happened to hear it from a friend.
A rumor that a poor woman failed to become rich? I've heard that poor people and country folks can't afford to spend money on entertainment, so all they do is gossip, huh? You guys knew about us so quickly, so your friend is also poor?
Don't insult my friends. My friend who thought we were still together just happened to see you guys. She called me to ask if you were cheating.
What a nuisance. Well, she's right.
So you were dating her before you broke up with me?
Yup.
How dare you? You're making me angry again. That's why you broke off the engagement so suddenly? Because you had someone else after me?
Oh, come on, don't get mad. If you're going to be upset about yourself being so poor.
I'm glad my friend told me. Just you wait.
I don't know what you poor people are talking about. Hey, poor lady.
What now? You came to tease me again? Fine. I have something to tell you.
What is it? You want me to give you money? I'm the president of the company, and the living expense for a poor person is like a penny for me, or rather, it's not much to throw away. I don't have any money to give to a poor woman who wants to be a millionaire, though.
You can speak like that for now. You're going to have a hard time earning even that small amount of money from now on.
What do you mean?
Your client, Tube Company, is going to terminate the contract with your company.
What are you talking about? Tube Company is our major client. If that happened, we'll go bankrupt.
You don't believe me, do you? Well, just stay carried away. Enjoy your few remaining moments of being rich.
I don't believe a word a poor person says. It's really funny how poor people lie like that. Hey, what is this?
What's going on?
Like you said, Tube Company said they're going to terminate the contract.
Oh, that's a problem.
Huh? It is your fault?
I don't know. I told you in advance, didn't I?
So that means you did it. But how could a poor woman do that? You told something to the president. Damn it. The way you poor people do are too shitty. It's a horrible thing for poor people to be able to do anything just because they have nothing to lose.
Your words are more shitty than mine. I didn't say anything. Don't be rude. I didn't do anything, so will you stop making accusations?
Of course you've done something. There's no way my business partner would cut me off for no reason. Besides, you knew in advance that they were going to terminate. If you didn't do it, then who did it?
Let me tell you, my dad did it.
Your dad? Even your parents are poor, right? No way he could do it. How can a great tube company be moved by one poor person's story?
I never said they were poor. You just misunderstood. My dad is a great person. He has money.
Don't tell such an obvious lie. How can a great person live in such a shabby house? Rich people live in mansions.
Well, I haven't shown it to you yet, but he has a villa next city. We live in that old house because it's filled with our memories. And the reason we haven't renovated it is because there are some drawings which I drew on the wall when I was little. You can't buy memories, right? We built a villa, but we mainly live in that house. Are you sure about that? Then you asked your dad to tell something to Tube Company? I mean, my dad is the managing director of that company. I told him about you since you judged us poor because the house was old and we broke off our engagement, and the fact that you were cheating. Then he goes, "Who's the boss? Who would do such a thing?" He was furious. When I told him the name of your company, we were surprised to find out that it was his business partner. He immediately terminated the contract. Oh no. Tube Company is one of our biggest clients, accounting for 60% of our business. If they did that, our company would go bankrupt. Do you know what you've done? Your selfishness will make my company's employees suffer. Can you take the responsibility for that? Why don't you say that to the mirror instead of me? It's all your fault. You deserve it. For making fun of me like that. I'm so sorry. Can you ask your dad to stop the termination? No, I can't because I'm poor. You said so yourself that a poor person's story won't move a great company. Are you kidding me? I'll apologize for calling you a poor person. I understand you're angry, but you don't have to go this far. No, you don't understand anything. Rebecca, please. If I don't do something, my company will go bankrupt. I'm so sorry. So please, reconsider cutting off business with us. If you insist so much, talk to my dad directly. You must be Steve. I'm Rebecca's dad, David. Mr. David, I'm really sorry about what happened with Rebecca. I'm sorry I misunderstood and called you poor. And I'm sorry I cheated on her. Please forgive me and not terminate the business. Rebecca is right to be angry, but you don't have to take the anger into anything, especially to business matters. I understand that your daughter is important, but you don't have to go that far. Rebecca is right. You don't understand anything. Excuse me. I'm the one who is the most angry at you for making fun of that house. My wife was against me keeping it, but I selfishly kept it because it's a family memory. Of course, I'm upset that my precious daughter is being mocked, but more than that, I'm upset that you made fun of our family's precious memories. Neither I nor my daughter will ever forgive you. We will never do business with your company again. Sir, please forgive me. I'm sorry. I'll change my mind and do my best from now on. He's so angry that he doesn't want to talk to you anymore. No matter how much you apologize, it's useless. So please don't contact me anymore. I'll block you. Good luck. Give me a break. I'm sorry. Hey. Steve's company was officially made to terminate its contract with Tube Company, and it seemed that the company were in the red and went bankrupt. When it turned out that the bankruptcy was Steve's fault, his parents and relatives broke off the relationship with him, and no one helped him. Also, he was dumped by his girlfriend because of the bankruptcy. Currently, he is living in a shabby apartment, and he is managing to make ends meet while working part-time for a meager salary. He seems to be experiencing himself the life of poverty that he used to make fun of.
Sorry, but I'm going to be late again today. Can I ask you to eat dinner first? I'm really sorry, Judas.
What? Do you have to work late again?
Well, yes. I don't think I've worked as much overtime as you said anyway.
It's strange that you worked overtime twice this month. You must be cheating behind my back. Twice a month for overtime is too much, isn't it?
I don't think so.
You're a housewife. Working overtime twice a month is a lot.
Really? When I was single, I worked overtime at least once a week, so I don't feel any different now.
You don't have common sense.
What? For your information, I'm not working at a nasty company who wants their employees to work like slaves. Only during the busy season, we're short-handed. Most of the time, we can go home at the usual finishing hour.
You know what? I didn't really want to say this, but...
Just tell me, okay?
You're going to ruin yourself if you don't stop this. There are some things you can't hide.
Ruin myself? What do you mean by that?
I've been putting up with you for a while now, but I've reached my limit.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
I'm saying that I've had enough dealing with your bad behavior.
What? Are you talking about cheating? Stop saying random things, Judas. I'm just genuinely doing my job at the office.
Don't lie to me. You're cheating on me, right? And that's why you're working overtime. That's your cover story.
No, you're wrong. I've never cheated on you.
That's what women often say when they lie. You can't lie to me, Alicia.
I'm not lying. But why do you think I was cheating on you? Did I do something to worry you?
Mom told me about something important.
Your mother? What did she say?
There's no way a woman would work overtime. She said that you lied about working overtime and were cheating behind my back. I'm convinced now.
I'm not cheating on you. I told you I was really working overtime. You can check with my company if you can't trust me.
There you go again, lying to me. Women are very devious creatures.
Please don't talk like that. Your mother is a woman too. You don't believe me, but you believe your mother. Why can't you just believe me?
What did you say? So you think my mother is lying? How can that be?
I didn't go that far. You should have listened to what I have to say.
Don't be ridiculous. I've been spending a longer time living with my mother than you. Of course, I believe what she says.
Gosh, are you telling me that I'm so untrustworthy that I don't deserve to be listened to?
I don't want to hear your excuses. I knew you were cheating on me.
I see. Seems like you don't trust me at all. I'm shocked. I didn't think you'd go that far.
I'm shocked too. I didn't think you were such a good liar.
I never lied to you. You're just making up things on your own.
I can't believe you're still saying that. If you just admitted it and apologized, we could have rebuilt our relationship. You disappointed me, Alicia. I can't stay together with someone who makes fun of my mother. Besides, I can't stay married to a liar. Let's have a divorce.
Well, maybe that's a good idea. I understand that you can't live with someone you can't trust.
Did you hear what I just told you? We're getting a divorce.
I think that's a good idea. I'm not sure I can live with someone who doesn't trust me either.
What? Are you telling me that you want to end our marriage? I can't believe that you're going to divorce me this easily.
You're the one who asked for a divorce?
That's because I was curious about how you would react to that.
Huh? What do you mean? Were you testing me? Are you threatening me with divorce?
Oh, for heaven's sake, I got it. I'm deeply disappointed in you.
Later on, we discussed the divorce with an attorney. Judas wanted to divorce me since he thought that I was cheating on him. But I submitted my overtime records to prove that I wasn't cheating. I never expected that my husband will accuse me for cheating. I still remember the pale look in his face when he saw my overtime records.
Good morning. Did you sleep well last night?
What do you want? If it's about the divorce, please go through my lawyer. I have nothing more to say to you.
About that. After a night of thinking about it, I've decided to believe you. I've changed my mind.
Now what?
After what you said to me yesterday,
I realize there's been a misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding? You just didn't trust me no matter how hard I tried to explain. There was nothing to be misunderstood.
Well, maybe I slightly didn't trust you, but I was so furious that I couldn't make a sane decision. I'm so sorry.
I don't need an apology. Please, just divorce me. I won't change my mind.
There's no need to be in such a hurry. If you calm down, you'll change your mind and forget about the divorce. I hope you'll forgive my mother too in the meantime.
Huh? Don't be so selfish. Do you think I can forgive someone who accused me of being a cheater without any proof?
I'm just a human, so I make mistakes sometimes. I think we just need to forgive each other when that happens.
What are you talking about? Unfortunately, I'm an extremely narrow-minded person, so I can't forgive what you've done to me.
Oh, come on. Don't be so stubborn.
No matter what you say, my intention to have a divorce is unshakable.
Alicia, listen to me.
By the way, will you tell your mother?
About what?
Just because she had a bad experience in the past, it doesn't mean that I'll end up the same way as her. I'm serious about my job.
What do you mean by that?
I guess you'll have to ask your mother to explain what it means. Well, I don't know if she'll answer you properly. Just tell her, okay?
Got it. About what you said the other day?
What was it?
You told me to tell my mom that you won't end up the same way with her, didn't you?
Yes. What about it?
I told my mom that day, and then she suddenly got upset. I don't know, but she started saying things that didn't make any sense.
What kinds of things?
She said that I'm her illegitimate child. She had an affair in the past. It doesn't make sense, right?
I guess she was trying to tell you the truth.
No kidding. Did you know about that?
I just happened to find out about that accidentally.
I didn't know I wasn't my dad's son. I can't believe this is really happening. How did you know about my mom's affair?
Can I tell you something that could ruin your life?
What?
I hired a detective to find out about everything. I actually suspected you were having an affair, so I had them look into it. I never thought that I'd find out that your mother was having an affair. Now that I found out about that, I'm convinced.
Convinced? Why?
She thought I was having an affair by pretending to work overtime because she did that in the past. Don't you think so?
That's a good point.
I wish you wouldn't take the liberty of treating me as one of those cheaters. That's quite rude. I'm not a cheater like your mother.
I can't believe that I'm not blood related to my father.
I can understand your feeling. If you're concerned, why don't you take the DNA test? You'll find out the truth with that.
No way. I've been deceived by my own mother for over 30 years?
That's the bitter truth. But didn't you say something about women being easy liars?
I thought my mom was the only woman who wouldn't lie to me.
Too bad that she isn't an honest woman as you expected her to be.
I was deceived by my own mother? No, not just me. My father was also being deceived. Then what should we do now?
You and your family will have to talk about it. It's none of my business. I'd like to proceed with the divorce, so can you please get your stuff out of my house? The sooner, the better.
I'm not getting a divorce. My mother lied to me. She lied to me about everything. Why should I get a divorce?
So what? It's none of my business anymore.
But I was being deceived.
I don't care. You took your mother's word for it and believed it, but you dismissed my words as lies out of hand. Do you think that just because you finally realized that you are being deceived by your mom, You can just ask me to get back to you? Don't be silly.
But
I'm divorcing you. Even if you are going to be a spoiled brat, I will definitely divorce you at all cost. I have no intention to live with you anymore. Never.
please don't say that.
Anyway, I want you to get your stuff out of here. If you don't want to do that, I can send them to your parents' house. Or shall I shove them in a rental warehouse? I'm fine either way.
Why are you kicking me out of our house? In case we get divorced, I have the right to continue living in that house. Don't decide on your own.
You don't have any right to do that.
That's impossible. It's not right to kick me out before we've even agreed on the division of property yet.
There's no property division or anything like that. The house is in my name.
What?
Did you forget? I bought the house when I was single. Are you pretending to forget something that isn't convenient for you?
Well, no.
That's why you don't have a right to continue living here. Did you remember that?
But I don't want a divorce.
You're the one who asked for a divorce, right? It wasn't me. I'm sick of being pushed around by you and your mother.
You don't have to say that. It's terrible.
I'm going to say it out loud. You and your mother are annoying me like hell.
But I'm also...
Let's get a divorce and let me go. I don't want anything to do with you.
I'm sorry, Alicia. I apologize sincerely. At least, give me one more chance, please.
I won't give you another chance.
Why?
You didn't listen to me and you chose to believe your mother. I can't trust you anymore. It's gonna be hard for both of us in the future if we stay married. You know what I mean, don't you?
I'm begging you. Would you change your mind?
I can't.
You're the only person I can trust. The only place I can find peace is by your side.
What about your mother, whom you worshipped so much? I thought you said you couldn't trust me.
I don't trust my mother anymore.
I see. But after all, she's your mother. It's none of my business anyway. Don't get me involved in your family matters.
Okay then. I give up. I'm really sorry for everything.
My ex-husband kept pestering me until the very last minute. But somehow, the divorce was finalized without incident, and I was finally able to get some peace of mind. My ex-husband told his father about the whole thing, and his family ended up being in a chaotic situation. Well, it can't be helped. Judas informed me that he plans to evict his mother from the house soon. I just told him I didn't need that report and blocked him right away. I just don't want anything to do with him anymore. I'm Jennifer, and I'm in my late 20s. My friend Mallory, who has been a good friend of mine since junior high school until now, is getting married this time, and I'm happy for her. But due to certain circumstances, I'm unable to attend her wedding. It was a difficult choice for me, but I never thought that it would turn out that way. Jennifer, I have something to tell you. What is it, Mallory? Actually, I've decided to get married. Really? Congratulations. I didn't know you were dating someone, but I'm so happy for you. I'm sorry for surprising you with this news. I haven't had a chance to tell you, but I have been searching for a marriage partner for a long time, and I just met my Mr. Right recently. I didn't know that. Looks like the decision to get married went pretty smoothly. That's great. So, about the wedding? Will you attend as my best friend? I really want you to see me in my wedding dress. Of course. So, is it 6 months from now, or will it take about a year to prepare for the wedding? It must be a lot of work. Let me know when you have a firm date in mind. Actually, we've already decided on a date.
It's in 2 months. Really? That's so sudden. If I miss it, my birthday will come soon, right? Then I'll turn 30. What do you mean? Gosh, you should have guessed by now. I want to get married in my 20s. Besides, there's an annoying old hag at my office. Her wedding is in 2 months too. I don't want to lose to her, so my wedding is 2 weeks earlier than hers, even though it's in the same month. I couldn't do it earlier. Well, there's a reason for that anyway. Seriously? I thought your colleague's wedding had been decided before. Well, she was asking me whether I'll be able to attend since she was going to send out the invitations about 6 months ago. I see. I think it must be hard for the people at your workplace to have 2 weddings in the same month. They need to prepare the wedding gifts, right? It's my wedding. I'm sure it will be fine. It's going to be more luxurious than that of my colleague's wedding. But still, it's complicated somehow. I don't care about that. Anyway, you'll attend my wedding, won't you? Of course. I look forward to it. But your wedding is 2 months later, right? If that's the case, it might be difficult for me to attend. What? Why? Actually, I don't feel well lately. Oh my God, are you okay? This is very shocking, but... It's not a life-threatening disease, so don't worry about me. But I need to take a major surgery. And it's 2 months later, so I'm afraid that I may not be able to attend your wedding. I see. I'm really sorry. I'll send you a congratulatory telegram along with your wedding gift. Hey, Jennifer! Can you come to my wedding? I really want you to be there for me. I'm glad to hear that, and I really want to attend your wedding, but I don't think I'll be able to do that. I need to take the surgery, and the date has been decided from quite a long time ago. You said you'd celebrate with me, didn't you? That's true, but... The wedding is planned to be very lavish and nice. I'll be wearing 4 different dresses. I really want you to see me wearing those. Wow, 4 different dresses. Also, the bouquet is the most expensive one. Do you have time to talk to the guests if you need to change your dress 4 times during the wedding? I mean, maybe it's none of my business, but is your budget going to be okay? It sounds more gorgeous than I imagined. There are just too many pretty dresses. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and you want to wear as much as you can, don't you? I've narrowed it down anyway. My fiancé is paying for most of the budget. I also reduced the variation and amount of food and drinks to cover the payment for my dresses, so it's fine. I don't mean to be rude, but are you really thinking about how the people who will be coming to your wedding will react to that? I think you should respect the guests by serving them proper food and beverages. I know I might sound like a broken record, but let me say it again. It's my wedding. I'm the bride who is the star of the wedding. So my wishes are top priority. I want all of them to come true. Maybe you are a little bit too excited, Mallory. I'm worried about you. Maybe it's you who's being a little bit paranoid. By the way, are you sure you can't come? No matter how many times you ask me, my answer won't change. It's not that I don't want to attend your wedding, but it's just not the right timing. But I wanted you to make a speech. Also, your younger brother. What's with my brother? He has a friend who's a famous voice actor, right? I wonder if your brother could ask him to come and entertain my guests. I don't think he can do that if you're asking him out of the blue. He's not our close friend anyway, so I think it's quite difficult to ask him. But I heard that the famous cartoonist is coming to my colleague's wedding. If I don't invite a famous person, I'll lose the battle with her. I don't want to lose to that woman. What's the point of competing with her? There's no such thing as winning or losing at a wedding. Anyway, I can't make it to your wedding. I wonder why you keep saying that it's impossible to attend my wedding. Are you just being mean because you're jealous that I'm getting married first? That's terrible. No, it's not like that. Don't get me wrong. Then tell me why.
Even if you're sick, it's not life-threatening disease, right? Then you could have rescheduled the surgery. It's your best friend's once-in-a-lifetime big day. It's normal for you to celebrate, even if it takes a little extra effort. Don't you care about me? Isn't that a bit too much? It's true that my disease is not life-threatening, but I need to take a major surgery. I'm filled with anxiety now. To be honest, I'm on the edge of my mental breakdown. I can't believe you just said that I was just being jealous of you. It's kind of sad. No matter what you say, I just can't go to your wedding. Oh no. By the way, you're acting a bit strange lately. You've been ignoring other people's opinions and you even started competing with people at your workplace. You were a kind-hearted woman, Mallory. What happened to you? You are single, Jennifer. That's why you have no idea what it's like to be a bride. The feeling of wanting to make the wedding ceremony better than anyone else in the world. But you're being so selfish with the wedding preparation that you don't even think about other people's feelings. Anyway, I can't deal with this anymore. Suit yourself. Why do you have to say that? You don't have to be so angry. Jennifer, are you still there? It's okay if you don't attend, but make sure you send me the congratulatory gift, okay? Tell me what's going on. Hey, reply to me. What is it? I just got out of the hospital. I need some rest. Please don't call me multiple times. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to answer your calls. I don't care. What have you done? Most of my friends decided not to attend my wedding. And my fiancé also said that he wanted to keep his distance from me. He said he didn't think I was such a self-centered person. You must have said something nasty to him, haven't you? I can't believe this is really happening. It's just too much to bear. What will you do if my fiancé breaks up the engagement? What are you talking about? I didn't tell anything nasty to your fiancé. I was too busy with the surgery. Then why? Why did it come to this? Mallory, I heard you said the same thing to your other friends. Isn't that the reason why most of your friends decided not to attend your wedding? Huh? What do you mean? Don't you understand? You were so excited about getting married that you didn't see anything around you. I was just planning my own wedding. I wanted to be the bride that everyone envied. What's wrong with that? If you don't understand, that's fine. Why don't you just go ahead and do what you want? But this is the last time I'm going to talk to you. I'm sorry. Goodbye. Jennifer, answer me. Hey, why are you ignoring me? After that, my relationship with Mallory was cut off. I don't know what happened to her and her fiancé. I don't even know where she lives now. But it seems that most of my friends have cut her off because of that wedding incident. It's a pity because I thought we could have been good friends forever. But it can't be helped.
Hello, Sandra. I heard about you. Why didn't you tell me about this amazing thing? Oh, Roberta, hello. You heard something about me? I wonder what you're talking about. Don't be shy. You don't have to hide it. The drama club of my grandchildren. I heard they won the first place at the district's drama competition, didn't they? The competition is called the Newcomers Debut Festival. Oh, yes, but it's not a big deal. It's a big competition, but it's a newcomers competition. And it's not a full-fledged launch pad for the theater industry. Those girls are also saying that there is still a long way to go, and they are preparing themselves for the next steps. I wish them all the best too. Oh dear, what a demanding mother. As a parent, it's only natural to praise your children for their great success. Raphael and Emma must want their mother to praise them too. Poor Shoujo-kun and Shannon-chan. I am a playwright myself, and my husband George is also a stage director, so I can't help but be strict. But I'm really looking forward to seeing the kids do their best. Yes,
I'm really happy for you. So, aren't you going to do something to celebrate? George says we should celebrate at a popular Japanese restaurant in town that's been getting a lot of attention on TV lately. He said it's our kids' memorable first step toward their dream, so we should at least do that. I'm going there tonight with them. Wow, that's great. What time should we go then? What do you mean by that? Huh? Why are you asking me that question? It's a celebration for my grandchildren. Of course you'll invite me and my husband too, right? I'm sorry, but I don't think you and your husband can join us today. We only booked the seats for 4 people. That's okay. We can just ask the restaurant to change the number of people who'll be attending right over the phone. I'll make sure to bring some gifts to celebrate. I hate to say this, but I don't want you to come. What? Why not? We're your family. Are you saying that you want to exclude me and my husband? Wouldn't the grandchildren be happy if Grandma and Grandpa come to celebrate? Even my son George would be happy to invite us. I'm sure George doesn't want you to come either. Whenever we go to a fancy restaurant or cafe for our children's events, or for the occasional extravaganza, you found out about that from somewhere and just came over. You eat like a growing child, gobbling up 5 times as much as anyone else. You would say that you didn't bring any money or forgot your wallet at home. You force us to lend you money, but you never pay us back. Oh my God, how dare you? That makes it sound like it's our fault. It's natural for you to treat your parents at the restaurant. Even George must be happy to be able to show filial piety. There's a limit to how much filial piety you can show your parents. And it's not just about money. The other day, when we had a barbecue, you came over to our house. You just ate the food and left without cleaning up afterwards, didn't you? Don't tell me you don't know about that. I don't like the sound of you barging in on me. I just happened to be visiting my son and his wife at their house and found out that you had the barbecue, so I just decided to join. I'm sorry that I didn't help you cleaning up afterwards. I thought I'd get in trouble if I touched their stuff without permission, so I just left since I didn't want to disturb you. You just want to argue with me, don't you? Have you ever thought that people are usually careful when they eat at other people's house? How dare you eat more than half of the meat and vegetables that we prepared on that day? Oh, did I eat that much? I'm sorry, but me and my husband eat a lot most of the time. I have the advantage that I don't get fat no matter how much I eat, so I tend to eat a lot. I don't really care about that. Anyway, we are very annoyed by the gluttony of you and your husband. We will not invite both of you to dinner or tea in the future, so please don't think badly of us. What? That's terrible. Even I want to have a taste of that expensive Japanese food. If you want to eat there so badly, please go by yourself. Your father-in-law only receives a modest amount of salary every month. We can't afford to go to expensive restaurants unless we have a chance like this. So you want us to treat you to a fancy Japanese restaurant this time too? I'm speechless at your attitude. How rude! You're being so obnoxious again, aren't you? I just want to celebrate my grandchildren's success and have a nice dinner with my son and his family. When you come over, we don't have fun. This time we want to celebrate with our family of 4, so please refrain from coming to the restaurant. Sandra, you haven't arrived yet? I'm tired of waiting. I'm going to go in and eat first, okay? Roberta, what are you talking about out of the blue? What do you mean? I'm talking about the fancy Japanese restaurant you mentioned last time. It's a celebration for my grandchildren's victory. Let me ask you something. Which restaurant are you in right now? Of course, the one you mentioned last time. I told you I'll be there to celebrate. I got here early, so I'll go in and eat first. I told you I want to celebrate with my family of 4, so please don't join us. Why are you ignoring me? You told me to refrain from coming. Unfortunately, the word refrain doesn't exist in my dictionary. That's why I'm here at the restaurant. Just kidding. I beg your pardon, is that supposed to be a joke? Well, I'll allow you to come, but you are going to pay for your own food, aren't you? Huh? Why should I pay? Since you are the host, you are supposed to buy drinks for the guests, aren't you? I brought gifts for my grandchildren, so that's enough, right? My husband decided not to work overtime and rushed home. We will be here to celebrate with all of you. Well then, we'll be waiting for you while we eat, so hurry up and come over. Sandra, aren't you very late? How long are you going to make us wait? I'm full and so is my husband. Thanks for the meal. What are you talking about? We arrived at the restaurant more than 30 minutes ago. Oh, really? I just can't see all of you. Oh, well, that's okay. Like I said before, we're full, so we'll go home first. I'm sorry I couldn't give the grandchildren their gifts today, but I'll bring them to your house next time. I've told you that you must pay for your own food. I don't have any money. You invited me, Sandra, so you should pay for it. My husband and I can't pay such an amount of money by ourselves. Give me a break. I didn't invite you and your husband. Don't falsify your memory. You guys usually eat a lot. How many servings did you eat? Let's see. I think about 10 servings. 10 servings? Are you kidding me? That's right. Expensive cuisine is delicious, but the portions are very small. I wasn't full at all and kept having second helpings. If you ate and drank as much as you wanted like that, it would cost at least $6,000. Are you sure you can handle it? I just got confirmation that it's $7,000. Oh my God! Unbelievable! Looks like we ate too much. $7,000, huh? How can you eat that much if you don't have any money? Besides, you just had a meal at the most expensive restaurant in town. I thought that with Haruna and your husband, we could make it work. Eating with other people's money tastes so much better. It's the best. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. What do you think you're doing? Relying so much on other people's money? Are you out of your mind? Don't worry about the details. I'll bring you some gifts later, so please give me $7,000. You know what? Will you please stop this? What the hell do you think we are? Do you think we're some sort of ATM? I don't think of you that way. We are family, aren't we? Don't try to fool us. There's no family that will charge hundreds of thousands of dollars for a meal. Such people are parasites. Just come and pay us as soon as possible. If you don't pay, I can't go home. Even if you don't want to, George, who loves his parents, will be happy to pay. Why don't you ask him to pay? Oh, I just remembered something. Which fancy restaurant are you and your husband visiting? Huh? What are you talking about? The one near that train station? Because that's the only one that's close to our hometown. You're the one who said we were going there in the first place. I'm very sorry to tell you this, but you're going to the wrong restaurant, Roberta. What? We're having our meal at the main restaurant, which is located in Florida. Huh? Florida? Yes, that's correct. This time, we are celebrating the children's victory. George and I splurged on a 3-day trip to a luxury resort in Florida. We decided to go to the main restaurant tonight and have a dinner party there. Stop joking! I didn't know about that! Well, that's because I didn't tell you about that. In the first place, I don't have the obligation to tell someone I didn't invite. I was so nervous that you might have followed me to Florida. Wait a minute! You're really in Florida? Are you saying that you won't come to the one near our hometown? I'm telling you the truth. I'm enjoying fine Japanese cuisine at the main restaurant here, so I have no plan to go back home at the moment. And even if we did, it would be too late due to the time and distance. Then what about our payment? That's terrible! You deceived me! What do you mean? You just misunderstood and went to the different restaurant on your own, didn't you? Then that means you were already in Florida when I called you in the morning. Why didn't you tell me? If it's a family trip, you should have taken me and my husband along. That's terrible! How dare you leave us out of the group? This is a celebration for the children, and I want to celebrate it with just 4 of us. People who want to eat a big meal and make others pay for them without a second thought are not family. What the? How can you say that? Unlike you and your family who are successful in the theater, my husband doesn't make much money. How can you be such a cold wife to make us pay for the meals we just ate? We're supposed to help each other out. That's what a family member is supposed to do. Helping each other? What kind of joke is that? I don't remember you helped us at all. What you're doing is just forcing your family to pay for your meals every single time. You and your husband are just parasites. What? That's very rude. Do you think you can just say anything you want to say just because you're a playwright? I'm just stating a fact. Anyway, we are in Florida now, so you need to pay for what you ate by yourself. Instead of talking about us, shouldn't you be thinking about how to handle the payment? What?
I don't understand. Wait a minute. I only have $120 in my wallet and my husband has about $260. And I didn't even bring my credit card. My husband and I can only pay by debit card. Let me ask you, what is the balance? Around $200? Oh my, that's the most modest amount of money I've ever seen. We could have made it work in a regular restaurant, but you spent $7,000 there, right? No matter how you look at it, that's not even close to the exact amount you need to pay. That's right. So you need to give me $7,000 now. I'm sorry to keep repeating this, but we are in Florida now. No matter how hard we try, we can't go back to our hometown right now. Even if we could, we have no obligation to pay you for the food and drink you've taken the liberty of eating and drinking like idiots. What? I'm in trouble. If you don't pay us, we can't go back, and we'll end up running away without paying. It's not good for you guys to have your family members treated like criminals. Treated like criminals? You'll become criminals if you just run away without paying. Stop messing around with me. Let me talk to George. That boy will understand. He'll gladly pay for me and my husband. Actually, I just asked him about it, but he said he doesn't care about that. He said that your husband doesn't make much money, but he's the general manager at his company, right? It's not that he doesn't make enough money. It's that he spends too much on food, which puts a strain on your monthly budget. George also said that he has always been put off by his parents' gluttony. Also, you're saying that you aren't fat even if you eat a lot. But have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror? Why don't you and your husband take this opportunity to reevaluate the amount of food you've been eating all these times? This can't be happening! Good luck to both of you then. I'm enjoying my meal with my husband and children. Have a good day. Then, my mother and father-in-law, who were in a hurry, made a devilish phone call to my father-in-law's colleague. They asked him to bring them some money and made a payment of $7,000 in the form of a loan. Because of this, my father-in-law's position in the company deteriorated, and now he is working with a narrow view of his own shoulders. I felt refreshed and fully enjoyed my trip to Florida with my husband, son, and daughter. I returned home with great satisfaction and was able to further strengthen my family ties.
Armando, sorry for the sudden message. Can I talk to you for a minute?
Yeah, no problem. What's up? You had your checkup today, right? Did something happen?
No, the baby is doing well. They told me it's still early, so I need to be very careful. It's my first pregnancy, so I need to do a lot of research. There are so many things I don't understand either.
Maybe you should just let nature take its course. You're going to be a mom, so there's a lot to look into. I'll support you as much as I can. My parents are very happy about it. What's up?
I was just thinking that you're going to be a dad too, so you should be more than happy. Besides, not only supporting me, you need to study too, okay? I think parenting is supposed to be done together by husband and wife.
Okay, I'll do my best in my study about being a good dad. Your parents passed away early, and the only close relatives are your grandparents. If you're going to have the baby at home, it'll be at my parents' house. So let's go home together this weekend.
Actually, about that, let's try to do our best together as much as possible, okay? I'm not thinking about going back home because I want us to do our best together as a married couple. And maybe could you tell your mother to hold off on the visits for a bit?
What's wrong with you? Why are you saying that all of a sudden?
She came to our house almost every day without an appointment. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't want to be stressed out in the future.
What are you talking about? You won't be stressed out since you don't need to take care of Mom. She's my mother. Mom wants a carefree relationship with you too, so you can depend on her more. She's the only mother you have, right?
But she doesn't even care when I was lying down with a migraine. She just entered the house, then said that if I keep lying down, I won't be able to give birth to a healthy child. She forced me to eat lukewarm vegetable soup too. She peeked into the fridge and stole things like ham and cheese. She made me clean the house with a rag because she thinks that I don't clean well enough. I can't do that since my morning sickness gets worse nowadays.
Well, it's true that our house is full of dust these days. It can't be helped.
What did you say?
I heard that my grandmother also educated my mom strictly about that. That's the way it's supposed to be. I don't mean to take her side, but I can understand why it bothered her to have the room filled with dust. She only grows enough crops for her own family now, but she used to be a hard-working farmer. I'm grateful for my mother's kindness.
After we got married, until I told her I was pregnant, she's been a very good mother-in-law, keeping a good distance from me. I feel like she's suddenly changed. Maybe she doesn't want any grandchildren.
No, that's not true. Both my mom and dad are really looking forward to see their grandchildren. I'm sure of it. Anyway, I'll let my mom know that you don't feel comfortable having her visiting our house every day.
Thanks. That would be great. She usually comes in here in a bad mood and often gives me some lectures about how to clean the house and hang the laundry. It's very stressful for me. She also told me that when she was at my age, her mother-in-law used to laugh at her if she couldn't do cleaning properly. She is full of sarcasm. I felt so depressed. I think this isn't good for my baby too since I'm pregnant.
Don't worry about that. I think she was only joking. My grandmother was very strict, so maybe that's why Mom wants to discipline her daughter-in-law in the same way. The fact is, you don't know much about house chores, so why don't you be a big girl and learn from her? It's good to learn, isn't it?
What kind of mother-in-law was your grandmother? Did she bully her daughter-in-law?
What? My grandmother spent her last years in a retirement home where she died, but she was a kind, normal grandmother. By the way, my dad said we can do whatever we want with our warehouse.
Are you talking about that old warehouse behind your parents' house? You said it was full of junk and hasn't been opened in years. So, what are you going to do with that old warehouse?
It's old, but it's sturdy, and there's a huge carpet inside. I heard that giving birth at home is the latest trend.
Is that so? I've never heard of it.
I think giving birth at home is a good idea. Pregnant women can give birth in the most relaxing place. The whole family can wait for the baby, and there's no need for immediate hospitalization.
There may be some disadvantages, so I'll have to look into it. What if there are hygiene problems and some other emergency matters?
Well, I think it'll be nice to have the whole family to support the childbirth. It doesn't sound like it would cost a lot of money either. I feel there are a lot of advantages for giving birth at home.
If you are being stingy and I end up in an emergency room at the hospital during childbirth, you'll have to pay more for that. It's my first childbirth, so I want to make sure I have the best support.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it later. So, if you're going to have the baby at home, you can have it there.
What?
So, you can clean up inside. Except for my dad's fishing gear, he said we can throw everything away. I'm glad to know that you can give birth to the baby at home.
What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? I just told you, didn't I? I'm not going back to my hometown, and I'm not having the baby at home.
Don't say that. Let's just get this over with, one step at a time.
Wait a minute. Don't decide on your own. I'm the one who's going to give birth, remember?
I'm sorry that Mom said all those terrible things to you.
Huh?
I'm having a hard time since you don't get along well with Mom. Next weekend, let's go thank my mom and dad together, okay?
Thank your parents?
I'm going back to work. I might be a little late today.
You always come home very late whenever you say that. Just come home early today for sure, okay? It's important. We need to discuss it properly.
Well, it's for my lovely wife, so I'll do my best.
That's a promise you must keep. We had this conversation, but my husband, Armando, came home after 10 p.m. and he was drunk. So as expected, I couldn't talk to him. I guess maybe he feels that it's hard to suddenly become a father. We had been married for 2 years and had been taking it easy, letting nature take its course and hoping to have a baby when it came. My husband doesn't really understand about pregnancy and childbirth, and my mother-in-law is a control freak woman. I'm a pregnant woman who is having a headache every day by dealing with people like them.
Cindy, where are you? I heard you ran away from home. Are you aware that you're in your last month of pregnancy? Where in the world are you?
I'm at our apartment. I can't do this anymore.
Seriously? What are you talking about? You're going to be a mother soon. You need to be tough, and you're not trying hard enough. If you don't get your act together, the baby inside you is going to be worried.
It's just impossible. I went to your parents' house today because your mother suddenly called me. That alone was hard enough. Not only the relatives, but even the neighbors were gathered there. Then your mother suddenly introduced me to those people. I had to serve tea while struggling with my big belly, and everyone asked me lots of questions. And then they all went on and on about the ins and outs of giving birth at home. What on earth was your mother trying to do?
They're all concerned since it's your first time to give birth, so don't take it personally. The culture in the countryside is just like that. People treat you as a family member.
I heard your mother gave birth to you in that warehouse. She was working even in the last month of pregnancy and went out to the fields right after the birth. She told me in a very grumpy way, I don't want to suffer from the same fate.
Yes, I heard that my mother gave birth to me at that warehouse. It's in the countryside. She said that a midwife helped her during the childbirth. That must have been a memorable birth, right?
Of course not. Besides, I heard that your grandmother took the baby. I can't imagine a childbirth like that.
Oh, really? I didn't know about that.
Are you telling me that your mother will be the midwife during my childbirth? You gotta be kidding me. I started shuddering just by thinking about it.
Of course she will. You need a certificate to become a midwife, and Mom has it.
That's not what I meant. I don't want my mother-in-law to be there for my childbirth. I don't want to be seen by her.
But I might be at work when you go into labor, so I won't be at your side. Don't you think it would be safer to have someone by your side at that time?
No way. I don't feel safe at all with your mother beside me. I'd rather be alone than to be together with that grumpy woman.
What's wrong with you? You seem to be hysterical. Is there a problem with your hormonal balance? It's hard for me too, being caught between my wife and mother. Just listen to what Mom tells you. It's as simple as that. If you don't get along with my parents, you are going to face more hardship in the future.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
I'm the eldest son in the family, so I have to live with my parents sooner or later.
I didn't hear anything about living together with your parents. You are the eldest son, and the farm owned by your family is now out of business. That's what your mother said when we got married. We should create a lifestyle together that fits us. I don't think we have to live together with your parents.
You're so silly. Why can't you understand Mom's true intention? Our ancestors have been farmers for generations, and it must be hard to give up the fields we inherited. That's why we need to live together. I'll work outside the house and you can help the farm with my parents. We're going to have a baby. It's the best timing, right?
Oh my God, my stomach's aching.
Seriously? Are you okay?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe I'm just too excited. I'm going to the hospital from now.
Pull yourself together, Cindy. The baby is my parents' long-awaited first grandchild. If anything happens, call me right away.
I'll call you later.
Cindy, where are you now? You just texted me that you're going back home and you need some time alone. I don't understand it all. What on earth is going on? Please explain to me, Cindy. I'll let Mom know about this, okay? I don't care if you regret it later. You finally read my message. What on earth were you thinking, Cindy? Where have you been all this time? I've asked your grandparents and your friends, but nobody's heard anything from you. You only left a short note, but you read my messages, so the police wouldn't take any action against you. I'm so anxious, you know. Can you tell me what happened?
I was at your parents' house the whole time.
Huh?
You said you were going to report to your mother. You never called your parents even once. Can you explain that to me? Were you afraid that your parents will find out that your wife ran away from you?
It's not like that. It's just, I didn't want them to worry.
Well, that's okay. After you finish your work today, please come over to your parents' house.
My parents' house, okay. How's your health? Are you eating enough? By the way, I took the food delivery and ate some instant food all the time. As my wife, you should take responsibility for that.
I'm fine. Your mom taught me how to make monologue salad.
Oh, that's good. It's a wife's duty to learn the taste of her husband's family. But I thought you hate monologue. I'm proud of Mom because she made you overcome your dislikes.
It was hard when I had morning sickness, but now it tastes great.
We grow vegetables in our garden. You should ask Mom to teach you how to farm too. And you should keep eating it.
Why don't you learn from your mother then?
Well, farmers need strong women to take care of everything. My father doesn't do much work. I don't think a man would be of much use. Why don't you let Mom teach you? She's a good teacher. You don't get many great teachers like that nowadays.
Yeah, she was a really good mother-in-law. You know what? Monologue is rich in folic acid, which is necessary for pregnant women. Also, you should avoid ham and natural cheese in the first trimester of pregnancy. I was surprised when I looked it up later. I'm ashamed of my ignorance. Your mother is really well educated.
Glad to hear that you're willing to accept the fact now. You should thank Mom and listen to her. If you do that, you'll be safe from now on. Are you trying to live together with them now? You should have said something to me about that. I'm sure we'll have a great family now. 5 of us, including the baby, and we'll live happily ever after.
Once again, looking back at what you said, it's really irritating. Messages are so handy in a situation like this.
What are you talking about?
I saw the messages you sent to your mother.
Huh?
The more I look at those messages, the more I realize how much it sucks. You told your mother that I want to live with her and her husband to help the farm in the future. Also, that I want to raise my child in the countryside and help to bridge the gap between your parents and the people around them. I didn't say anything like that. How dare you told so many lies to your mother?
I thought it would go more smoothly if I said it was my wife's idea. I've been thinking about it a lot myself.
You told your mother that since I grew up with my grandparents, she'll have to be very strict with me. Moreover, you said that I'm a penny pincher, that I don't want to hire someone to do the housework. So you told your mom to let me do all the housework. I can't believe you convinced your mother to be a snitch. What on earth are you thinking? I've never heard of a son forcing his own mother to be a wife beater. Your mother must have been in a lot of pain.
To call my mom a wife beater is an exaggeration. She was just trying to educate you so that you can be a good farmer's wife.
I don't think so. Don't say it like your mother did it. It was your order, wasn't it? To top it off, she said it was my dream to have a home birth, and that I want to use the warehouse where you were born. Those are lies.
I was just trying to do the right thing.
Stop kidding me. Your mother is almost neurotic over this matter. That's why she's so grumpy. I can understand her feeling now.
What? Why? Isn't it exciting to have a son and a grandson born at the same place?
Are you crazy? Where in the world would a pregnant woman like to give birth in a dingy warehouse with zero sanitation? Your mother had no choice at that time because your grandmother was bullying her. I feel sorry for your mother.
What do you mean by bully?
Your mother cried and told me that she was in pain because she remembered what her mother-in-law did to her. Can you explain the details?
Crying? Why?
Your grandmother was the worst woman in the neighborhood. She must have been a terrible person.
No, she wasn't. She was a kind grandmother to me.
The neighbors were really surprised when you were born. You're not even 30 years old yet, so it was only 30 years ago. It wasn't during the war or anything, okay? In those days, most mother-in-laws made their children's wives work like slaves and bullied them like forcing them to give birth in a dirty warehouse. Both lives of the mother and child were in danger because there's a high possibility of infection during the childbirth. That's why she only gave birth to you. You didn't know that, did you? Your mother is suffering alone.
I didn't know about that at all.
If it's the trend nowadays that I want to use the warehouse for childbirth, she'd like to respect that. But she wanted to convince me to give it up because it wasn't safe after all. That's why she got the neighbors and relatives all gathered to tell me the details about home births. I think that's her true intention. It was a form of kindness from the neighbors and your mother. I feel bad that I didn't listen to everyone's opinion calmly at that time.
I had no idea about that. To me, my grandmother was a kind woman who had a lot of knowledge about everything. I wonder why she was bullying my mother.
I think it's because your grandmother was a penny pincher.
I'm sorry, but really, I was just trying to be a nice husband to you. I didn't mean to make you or Mom suffer.
As the conclusion, I'm divorcing you.
Huh? What are you talking about? Calm down. No one would allow you to do such thing. First of all, what are you going to do after the divorce? You're heavily pregnant and you have no relatives to rely on.
For your information, I have parents.
What? Your parents died and you don't have any siblings. Did you lie to me about that?
To be precise, I now have parents. I'm going to be adopted by your parents. I'm so happy that I could cry like a baby.
You're divorcing me because of that? I don't understand. Stop talking nonsense.
Your parents are going to cut ties with you.
No kidding. I'm their only son. I don't think they'll do that.
They said that you are a stupid son. I could tell how hard it was for your mother to cope when I saw her messages with you. When you actually tell her to become a wife beater, she told me that you sounded just like her mother-in-law. She doesn't want to see your face because you remind her of what your cruel grandmother said and done in the past.
I don't think my mother would say such a thing about me. I didn't order her to be a wife beater. I just thought That's how the relationship was with wives and mothers-in-law in the real world.
In a way, you're also your grandmother's victim. I'm sorry to hear that.
Maybe you're right.
Even if your parents adopted me, it would be legally difficult for me to keep you apart from me. As long as you're alive, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't come near my parents' house. They have agreed to leave me as much of their property as possible in the form of a living will to their grandchildren. I'll take care of your parents on behalf of you. I don't need you anymore.
Oh no, what am I supposed to do from now?
You'll end up just like your grandmother, dying alone in a retirement home.
No way, give me a break. I'm sorry for what I've done, Cindy. I'll listen to you wholeheartedly from now on. We'll raise the child together, okay? The child in your belly is mine, right? I'm also obligated to raise the child.
Are you telling me that you still don't understand your current situation?
What do you mean by that?
It's too late. My love and affection for you have worn out. Even your mother said the same thing.
I was just trying my best to be good to my family.
To be honest, I'm not blaming you for ordering your mother to become a wife beater. The main reason of our divorce is I can't take any more of your insensitive word choice and attitude. My child will suffer too if I stay married to you. I'll leave the rest to the lawyers. Please talk through them if you want to talk to me.
Wait a minute, Cindy.
Armando was very stubborn that he refused to cooperate and did not agree to the divorce. It was quite a struggle, but after the baby was born, we somehow managed to get divorced without incident. Of course, I gave birth at the hospital. My first child was a healthy baby girl. In the end, it was probably a good thing for my daughter's sake. The relationship between me and Armando's mother is very good now. I can live moderately well with my daughter between us. I'm very thankful for her support. About Armando's father, he's being nice to me, but secretly, I think he's afraid that his wife is going to divorce him after what happened with Armando. That's why currently, he's trying his best to be devoted to his wife. I think it's a good thing. I don't know what the future holds for me yet, but I would like to discuss it thoroughly with my family.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!